This is my season.
Welcome to Hang Out With Me. Welcome, wherever you're joining. Blessings, and
This is my
blessings.
season. This is my time.
Please help us to share
Given the
as you're joining.
victory.
God bless
You're the
you.
sovereign one. I have your power.
Yes.
That's true. I am your vessel. You've given me victory. You're the sovereign one. Everybody, come on. Holy Ghost,
Yes. Good morning
Holy Ghost, you're here.
and welcome to Hang Out With Me. This is your host Anastasia Krishna, and today we'll be talking about looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. So many people are just like, oh, I'm trying to hook up, I'm trying to find a husband, I'm trying to find a wife, but it's difficult for me. Why is it difficult for me? Why is it not difficult for others? Why is it that my friends are getting married and I'm not getting married? Why is it that my mates are all married and I'm not married? These and many more questions bringing up from singers all over the world. But today, with the Holy Spirit giving us ocean to function in this realm of our Saturday morning love groove, I want us to know that there is nothing difficult for us to achieve if we believe in God, and of course, if we become productive and diligent, and of course, if we have the right information, because this world is actually ruled by knowledge and information. So, if there is something you want to achieve, if you don't have information about it, it might be difficult to achieve it. But once you have the knowledge about what you want to achieve, it will be so easy to achieve. And the scriptures told us that the Lord is the Spirit, and the Spirit is the one that whispers knowledge to us. So, what are you passing through right now? Welcome to hang out with me, and we will be talking about um, finding Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. First of all, I want us to know that um, the word right could mean something to someone else. That is to say that finding Mr. Right, the what we proclaim to be Mr. Right or Mrs. Right might mean something to someone else. So before we can actually get to know who Mr. Right is or who Mrs. Right is, we should also define what is righteous in our sight. What is right? What do we want to achieve in a relationship? What is the reason for going into that relationship? Beloved, we have to like look into that and uh reason why we want to go into that relationship, and that will help us to know what we actually want to achieve. So if we want to go into a relationship that is based on morality, or that is based on the righteousness, as is stipulated in the scriptures, so we have to look into that too. So what kind of relationship do you want to build? Do you want to build a relationship that has no standard? Do you want to build a relationship that has standard? And what kind of standards are you using to portray, or what kind of standard do you want to use to uh to build your relationship? So these are very, very paramount and fundamental questions that we'll ask ourselves. And when we try solving these fundamental questions, we would be um we will be at the verge of getting some rudiments that we need today. Today we're talking about rudiments of looking or finding Mr. Right and Mrs. Right. But we have to look at the fundamentals. And what are the fundamentals? The fundamentals are the standing principles on which you base your argument on which you base your principles on. So now, for instance, if you are a Christian and you base your principles on the fundamental rights of scriptural backup, and or you are a Muslim, you base your principles on the fundamental right of Islamic backup, or you are a Buddhist, you base your standards on the Buddhism or principles and standards. So and so you are a traditionalist, you base your standards on your cultural traditional standards and fundamentals. So we have to look at where the bases are. So that's how, because human beings are shaped in different mentalities, in different bases, in different fundamentals, in different principles, in different standards. So we have to look at what we're looking at. What we're looking at is the standard of where we're coming from. Now, that's why before you can go into a lasting marriage, that a marriage that would last, you have to look at the standards of your spouse. You have to look at the fundamentals of your spouse. You have to look at the orientations of your spouse, and you have to tell yourself the gospel truth. Am I ready to cope with these fundamentals? Am I ready to cope with these standards? And if you can make up your mind at the beginning to see if you want to cope or with a standard, that will actually help you to know where you belong in that relationship. That will actually help you to know what you want to build on. Because like a builder of a house that wants to start the foundation, you want to know what you want to build. You must have the picture in your head. What is the kind of picture that you want to portray in that relationship? Just like a builder of a house, before he starts the building, before he starts the foundation, you already know the outcome of the building. He knows how it's going to be like. That's how relationship should be built on. Before you start any relationship, you have to weigh the relationship. You have to know where this relationship is going to land you. Although there are some unpredictable circumstances that might evolve in the course of your relationship, but you have to like build in your own power. You have to build in your own future in your mind. You have to you have to visualize what you want to be. You have to visualize what you want to be and what you want the relationship to be like. Because life is an opportunity given to us by God to come and showcase what we can. And guess what? All that we can, or all that we want to showcase, has been given us. We have been given the integrity and the power to showcase whatever we want to showcase on this earth. That's why you see the Ethereum is full of different kind of people with different kind of ideologies, with different kind of uniqueness and different kind of principles and fundamentals. So welcome to my show. Hang out with me. Let me know where you're watching from. I know we have some people that have joined. Thank you for joining, and those people that have joined on YouTube too. Thank you for joining. Please help us to share this, because somebody out there is looking for Mr. Right, and somebody out there is also looking for Mrs. Right. Then who are these Mrs. and Mr. Rights? Now, let's get to talk about them. Now, I want us to know that no matter what we're looking for, whatever we're looking to achieve, we should make sure before we start looking for those things, we should make sure that our own foundation is static, that our own foundation is standing strong. That is to say that before we start looking for Mr. Right, we should also think about making ourselves Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. I don't know if you get that. Before you start looking for Mr. Right, before you start looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, you have to make yourself Mr. Right and Mrs. Right. And that goes to the realm of you trying to build up yourself, trying to date yourself, trying to be yourself, and trying to be unique in yourself, trying to map out your standard, what you believe in, and what you want to achieve in every relationship you might find yourself. So having done that, you will be able to connect with other people, with people of like minds that you can relate with. So that's the fundament of getting to know what you want and getting to act in the way that you actually want it. So what are we talking about? We're talking about getting to know Mr. Right. Once you have tried to build your own principles, you have tried to build your own standard, you have tried to build your self and making yourself right. Right means trying to be genuine. Try to be genuine. Try to be yourself. You don't need to fake your life. You don't need to live a fake life to get a Mr. Right, because Mr. Right is somebody that appreciates you. Mr. Right or Mrs. Right is somebody that appreciates you. So if you start your faking your life, if you start with a fake life, then the person begins to appreciate your fake life and all that. And by the time you come into relationship and you begin to show your genuine self, your real self, the person is gonna dump you. The person is gonna dump you. Is gonna say, "No, this is not the person I met. This is not the person I first saw," because you were not your real self. So, the best principle of trying to catch up, Mr. Right, is you trying to be your best. It's you trying to be yourself. It's you trying to be unique yourself. It's you trying to build up yourself in such a way that you don't need to copy your others. Just be yourself. Just be unique in yourself. And as you're unique in yourself, people of your like mind will come checking out on you. And the people of your like mind are those people that you can easily be able to communicate with freely. Somebody that you can stay with freely without being afraid. Somebody that you can communicate with freely without being ashamed. Those are the kind of people that you can look out for. And if you build your principles together, there will be signs that it might be workable. So, looking for Mr. Right, you have to look out also for the signs. Look out for the signs. And these signs are the love signs. What do you see in a woman that wants to even make you to approach her? What do you see in a man that even want to make you to approach him, or to reciprocate his gesture of love? And so you look out for the love signs. If you stay safe with him, if you feel he can respect you, if you feel she can listen to you or he can listen to you, if you feel that your love should be celebrated together, if you feel that your your ideas of relationship should be shared together, then you are the verge of getting connected and building relationship. Now, there are so many kinds of relationship. There are some quickie relationship. The quickie relationships are not actually connected to the lasting marriages or the one that will lead to marriages. So you have to know what you want to build at the beginning. If you want to build a quickie relationship is just for the meantime and it goes off. So getting to know your spouse or getting to hook up to a man or a woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with has to go beyond quickie relationship. Quickie relationship are connected to what I call infatuations, and these infatuations are like it brings overwhelming unnecessary attachment, springing out also negative emotions, anxieties, and even nervousness. These things are not real. These things are just for the quickie. So you have to define what love is truly to you. If it's a quickie that is infatuation, then it's nothing to go about. So do not be quick in your emotions to fall in love. Do not be quick in your anxiety to get attracted to somebody that is not even worth your standard. There's a need for you to take your time. There's a need for you to take your time, check the person's character, check what the person's believing, and in so doing, you will get to know more about the person and you will not be infatuated, because infatuated people are just like they're just like trapped in emotions and anxiety. And what happens, it also leads to lust. And what's lust? Lust is based on what you can see, that is your physical attractions. What you see in that lady that makes you want to hook up with her, what you see in that man that want to make you hook up. in him. And these are just the physical attractions, and physical attractions are not good measures for lasting marriages. Physical attractions are not good measures to dictate if the person is going to be your future spouse or not, because physical attractions lead to loss, which can just lead you to like pretty fantasies of romance, and maybe at the end of the day, it's get let me just say let me read that let me read it out the way I read. I said loss is based on what you can see, that is your physical attractions or emotions or even an intellectual connections of being in a relationship. You're eager to jump in bed with a person. You come on, hold on, run away from lust, sweetheart. So do not allow lust to get you hooked to the wrong person, because lust is just connected to physical attraction. So, but what are we talking about? The one actually that leads you to lasting marriage is the word love. And what is love? Love is so smooth and longer. I mean, it lasts long lasting. So when you get to know somebody, you get to fall in love with somebody, you get to be in a trying to build a relationship with somebody. There's a feeling that the person is not like you're not infatuated in such a way that, oh, I just met this person, I can't breathe without him. Come on, right now, love is not like that. Love is like you get interested in the person, you long to like get to know more about the person, because love is lasting, and love is not like a short stuff like that. So when you actually know that you're in love, you want to know about the person's family background, you want to know about the person's profession, you want to know about the person's how the person has been coping, how the person has been faring. When you see yourself trying to find out things about somebody that you're beginning to like, then you know that it's an element of love in there. And if you're not trying to find out the kind of perfume he has or the kind of t-shirt, how much is his t-shirt or shoes, come on, right now, you have to go into wealthy things, and wealthy things are the things that you cannot see physically, and love is centered on the things that you cannot physically see, but you can actually intellectually see them with your inner eyes. So love is more of the inner eyes than that of the physical appearance. So love may take longer to flourish or blossom, but it lasts, and you want to build a relationship with that person. So I think I'm trying to give you some rudiment on how to get Mr. Right. And if you'd like to call in, if you would like to call into the program, why not? I want to see if I can open my line up so that you can call in. So if you'd like to call in, you can call in. The number to call in is +4 +49172 772 0784. I repeat, +4 9172 772 0784. So I'm going to put the number to call on the screen. Uh, I'm going to put the number to call on the screen. But before then, I want us to know that finding spouses is very, very easy. Finding your loved one is very, very easy. But we have to know the rudiment. And one of the rudiment is you trying to be nice, trying to be nice to strangers, or let me say to yourself, first of all. Try to be nice to yourself, first of all, then try to be nice to strangers, anybody that you meet. Try to be nice, because you don't know, you, as a single person, you don't know where your Mr. Right is going to be from, or your Mrs. Right. You don't know where your wife to be is going to be. uh, you know you don't know where your wife to be is coming from. You don't know that. The Lord don't tell us, okay, it's going to be from this village, it's going to be from this city, it's going to be from this time, you're going to meet her this time of the day, and all that. There are things we might not really know. So, how do we get to know that? we get to know what we don't know by being nice at all times. So because we don't know when we're going to meet the person. So the number to call is on the screen, plus 491 And we're talking about getting to know Mr. Right. So I'm just giving you the rudiments. And another one is that you want to know, you want to be with somebody that is ready to like be with you in your good time, in your bad time. You don't want to be with somebody that maybe when you try to like say uh maybe you have any problem and you have to discuss your issue with him, and he's already running away or she's running away. She doesn't want to hear any problem from you or something like that. I know nobody likes problem, but relationship is built on someone that, or with two people that are ready to work together. And working together means in good time and in bad time. If you're just joining, please tell us where you're joining from, and write your questions, your contribution, or so anything you want me to. If you have a question concerning what I'm saying, or if you're going against my opinions, it's still okay. Just put it on the comment box so we can discuss it together. So in a relationship, you need someone that will be able to like accept you in your good time and also in your bad time. Somebody that is ready for you, for somebody that is going to be there for you. Somebody that is going to be like a forever partner with you. Because that's the only way relationship can last forever. That's the only way marriage can last forever. But we have to find out the signs. So one of the signs is that the man or the woman is always there for you in the good time and in the bad time. So because when you get eventually get married, there's going to be ups and downs. When the children start coming in and all that, there's going to be ups and downs. You're going to be distracted by kids. They're going to cry. You're going to pamper them. You're going to take care of them and nurture them. And all these things has to do with good and bad. So if you have it, you're in a relationship and the man or the lady in question doesn't even want to hear anything about any challenges in your life or anything, just know that this person is not a kind of material that you would like to spend your life with, because marriages are built on spouses that are ready to be with one and each other through dark and thin, through good and bad anytime. So also you're ready now to fake your relationship. You're ready not to fake your feelings. You're ready not to fake yourself, your status while you're around the person. Some of us fake our life. We claim we're rich. We borrow clothes to pose so that our spouses will see us as rich. And when we finally get to accept when the person finally accepts to be with you in a relationship, he or she finds out that, oh, those clothes are not yours, you borrow them or stuff like that. Those things break relationship. Or some guys or men, they will say they have an apartment. They will take the lady to the apartment, but it's a borrowed apartment. They never have any they never owned any apartment. They borrow an apartment to please a lady they want to hang out with, and at the end of the day the lady finds out that the apartment was not even his. These are really naughty stuff that men do, and these are things that break relationships. So you don't have a home. If you don't have an apartment, you don't need to fake it. You don't need to borrow, and you need to be frank with yourself. You need to be real with yourself. You need to be real also with your partner. So if you don't have an apartment, and you don't need to lie about it, tell your spouses, your partner, the truth. Tell somebody you're going in a relationship with the truth. The fact that you don't have today doesn't mean you can have tomorrow. So there's always an opportunity to build. Always an opportunity to meet up. So you don't need to lie about that. Okay. And some ladies also lie about their status to their would be spouses, and because of that, when the man finds out you've lied, the man is gonna like, oh, I don't want to spend the rest of my life with a liar. So also to the men folks are like, I don't want to spend my life with a liar. So they disappear, and you're wondering, oh, why is your relationship not lasting? Why is it, why am I not getting married? Because one, you have built your relationship with lies, and everything that is built on lie will not last. Even if it lasts, the end is always disastrous. So beloved sweetie, stay pure to yourself, stay real to yourself. Do not fake about your status, do not fake about your financial level. If you're rich, good. If you're not rich, if you're rich in your intellectuals, good. You can also be rich financially. It's just about time and working out the right principles to make money. So let's go on. So another part of it is that you um you want to be genuine about building a relationship. Like you want to be around him or her, even without makeup. You know, somebody that like, when you see them, you know them. Like you're in a relationship with some a lady, for instance, and sometimes she comes without makeup, without, you know, she's, you know that she's genuine. She's genuine. She wants to give you her real self. She wants you to see her real color and everything. But some women fake it. They wear so much uh, makeup on their face or on their teeth, on their on their eyeballs, on, in fact, everywhere artificial. You know, I'm not against artificial. You know, you can be artificial if you want, but you have to be plain, and be plain to somebody you're meeting and tell them, okay, fine, this is artificial. Not when they ask you, is this real? And you're saying it's real. And I watched a video of a lady that just dressed up and all that, and uh, she never knew that the friend was inviting her to go to the swimming pool and all that. So all our makeup, all our artificial. When it's time to swim, everything went off, and she was she was kicked. You know, so it's better for you to be plain. It's better for you to be open. It's better for you to be genuine than being kicked at the end. You know, so it's also with the men. It's not only for the ladies, for with the men also. So we should just try to be genuine, and being genuine will help you get somebody that can trust you. Because when they see, oh, you're genuine, yes, if you want to make up, you can make up. When you don't want to have makeup, you don't want to have makeup. No, but not when you have makeup and you lie, that is your natural look. Come on now, be real. Then you see somebody trusting that you see somebody also, when you fall when you get into a relationship, you see trying to build up a relation, somebody you feel somehow that you don't want this person to break your heart. You're trying to build something that you don't want the person to break your heart and all that. So these are signs to know that, okay, fine, if you're looking out for someone that doesn't want to break your heart, is a good sign. And also, if you're ready to love, you should be done with playing. So I talked about infatuation. Infatuation is centered on also in playing, you know. So for you to get lasting marriages, for you to get Mr. Right, for you to get Mrs. Right, you should be ready to say no to playing, no to games. Say no to games and concentrate in your relationship, so that you can meet the right people. Say no to games. You know, so many people have missed uh, good women or even good men because they started the relationship like a game. So say no to the game. Stop playing games when you're ready to get hooked. If you're not ready to get hooked, you can play game, but I'm sorry, sometimes you play game and play away your destined people. So don't play games so as not to play away uh your destined personalities for your future. Okay, so that's one of the rudiments. Another one is that you don't want to uh you don't want one quarrel to destroy the relationship. You're ready to forgive. So how can you get a Mr. Right when you don't allow one quarrel, one argument to destroy the relationship? Some people just meet somebody, they're trying to get to know each other. Look, you don't even know where the person is coming from. The person is coming from another background, you're coming from another orientation. So you're trying to meet yourself. So argument is possible, quarrel is possible, but do not allow one quarrel to spoil the relationship. Some people just quarrel once, it's gone. It means you're not mature. You need to stay mature to yourself and look into the weakness of the other person. For that's the only thing that you do for you to build. One of the things I mean that you can do to build relationship, because marriage is all about you telling your spouse, "Hey, I don't want, sweetie, I don't want this cup here on this corner," and tomorrow he's gonna put the cup there. And he says, "Sweetheart, but I told you I don't want you putting this cup." And he will say, "I'm sorry." And the next day he will forget and he will still put the cup there. So marriage is about you building and forgiving. And if you ask, show me a couple that have really stayed together in marriage, and I will, and they will tell you that they stayed together because they are able to tolerate one another. Not that everything is right, not that everything is perfect. So you out there trying to hook up, looking for Mr. Perfect. Huh, come on. The Mr. Perfect you can get is the one that you're ready to take his flowers. So in that realm, everybody's working towards perfection. So getting 100% perfect personality is not really easy, but you can build 100% perfect personality in the spouse that you want by getting ready to accept his or her flaws. That's the sure way of getting to live together as spouses. So another rudiment is you trying to like uh, you don't rely on him or her to make you happy, because I call it infatuation. If your happiness is dependent on your spouse, that is not real love. I mean, real love springs happiness from within yourself. Eh, I don't want you to misunderstand me. Just understand me. Let me read it. I said, you don't rely on him or her to make you happy. Although him or her or she has to make you happy, or he has to make you happy, but you don't need to rely on him. You don't make your happiness depend on him. You don't make your happiness depend on him, because if you make your happiness to depend, if you rely your happiness on a man, he's gonna chatter that, and that's why relationship don't last. Because, oh, I trusted him, and now he broke my heart. He married my best friend. He married my girlfriend. Come on now. You don't put your trust in a man. You don't put your trust in a woman. Oh, I trusted her. I trusted her so much. I paid all her school fees. I assisted her financial assistance in the university. And now she married my best friend. Come on now. You don't put your trust in a man. You don't put your trust in a man. The scriptures even say that those that put their trust in human, they are like fools. Come on now. So wise up, sweetie. Don't put your trust in a man because you love and you just fell in love and you're in a relationship with him. Don't put your trust in him or in her. You're in a relationship with her. Don't put your trust in her because you're in a relationship with her. Put your trust in the Lord. Let get excited when you meet them and catch your phone when you meet them, but do not allow your happiness to depend on them. I don't know if you get me. If you get me, drop something in the comment and let me understand. Let me see if you got me. Drop something in the comment. Yeah. So don't allow your happiness to be dependent on a man or a woman, but they sure will make you happy whenever you're around them. I mean, because if your hurt spouses don't make you happy whenever you're around it, so what's the need going into a relationship or marriage with a person? So the person should be able to make you happy when you're around them, no doubt. but let the happiness not be relied on them. And communicate very well, communicate very easily with one another, respect one another's opinions. And at the edge of doing that, you will be building lasting relationship. And you, young girl, getting to act on these rudiments that I've been mentioning, dropping. I mean, all these rudiments that I've been dropping today. You're a young lady trying to hook up. If you practice them, you will have so many spouses. Like you will have so many what do they call it? No, you will have so many people that want your hand in marriage. You will have so many people that will really want you to be their wife because you have this character of a noble woman. And this character of a noble woman is embedded on love, and love covers wrongs. Love covers all wrong. What did the scripture say about love? Now, let's go to the scriptures. What the scripture is saying about love. Love covers every wrong. Love covers everything that you can ever think of. Lord, love covers all weaknesses. That's what scripture says. Husbands should love their wife as Christ has loved the church and gave himself up for her, that he might satisfy her, having cleansed her by the washing of the water with the word, so that he might present the church to himself in splendor, that is, without spot or wrinkle or any such, that she might be holy and without blemish. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. So you see, so marriage with the fundamentals that when you love your husband, you love yourself. If you're going into marriage with that kind of principles, you know that that marriage is going to last. Because anytime you show your love to your husband, you're showing your love to yourself. And that's why the scripture says that two will come together and they will become one. It means you really need to love your husband, and your husband really need to love you. So it's like when your husband loves you, he loves himself. And when you love your husband, you love yourself. So you are a young person trying to go into a relationship. You see that you need to be ready to take the flowers of others. You need to accept the weakness of others. If you think the weakness is too much, then you are not meant to be. Then you can separate when you're dating and look for someone else that fits your personality and uniqueness. That's why I said before in one of my videos, I said love is not for together forever. Love can be for the short time you getting to know your spouses, and if you cannot cope with his character, you go ahead and look out for the person that the Lord has mapped out for you, for your uniqueness, and for you to spend your life with. So, beloved, I want you to know that God loves us, and no matter what we're passing through, we think, "Oh, if God loved me, why am I not married? I want to get married." God love you, but you need to learn some of the rudiments. You need to be able to accept others. You need to be able to be nice to people. You need to be nice to people, because if you're not nice, Mr. Right might come and you kick him out. So if you keep kicking them out, the negative one might come around you. So what are you doing? Make your life so genuine, and accept people's weakness. Also forgive people. Learn to forgive. You want to live together forever, have children together, have kids together, get married, then you should be able to learn how to tolerate. Because when you have begin to have kids, your children are going to offend you one day too. So you need to forgive them. And what do we see today in the Western world, or even every part of the world? We see children that have been forsaken by their parents because their parents are no longer interested in forgiving them, and children are no longer interested in respecting their parents. It is horrible. It starts with the foundation of you trying to find a spouse. Because if you and your husband are together in one unity, you love your husband and your husband love you, your children will see that and they will emulate that. They will emulate the respect you give to each other. That's what builds lasting marriages and good families. So any child that is going astray, then we have to look at the foundation of that child. What is the foundation of the child like? What is the woman and and the husband and the wife life. What is their relationship like? The relationship that we have will be also transferred into our children. So they are looking at us. That's why I'm so interested with hangouts and hanging out with. I'm so interested in this hangout with me and deliberating more topics for the singles because we have to catch them young. So build your foundation. Let your foundation be static. Let it be strong. Let it be based on the rock. And when it totally stands, I mean, it cannot be moved. It cannot be shaken. And your children will exemplary. They will live exemplary life just like you. Okay. So another rudiment is that you have to check these signs of your building. And when I say signs of your building, I mean like like a builder. I give you an illustration like a builder building a house builds the foundation so strong, but before he starts building, you already know the outcome of the building. You already know he has the architect, the actual picture of what the building is gonna look like. So you can set that building of your relationship, of how your marriage is going to look like. You can set the building, furnish it, finish it first before saying, yes, I do. Yes, finish the building, paint it, uh, uh, furnish it before saying, yes, I do. And what are the things that you need to do in building your house? Is, I mean, your relationship are those of this most of these rudiments that I've mentioned. So let us work with them. And as we work with them, we see that life will be more beautiful when we meet right people. And even when we meet people that are not right, our principles and our fundamentals and what we believe in, we actually shape them to becoming what we want them to be. And when we see them becoming that, we wait until they become that before we can actually say we want to be with them. Because once you say, yes, I do, then it's too late. Then it's too late. So it's better for you to break your relationship before marriage than for you to break your marriage. So, but I'm not advising you stay in a toxic marriage anyway. But if your relationship are built during courtship, your marriage might never be toxic unless the person is going wacko, maybe has some mental issues. Apart from there is no mental issue among the spouses, I don't think any marriage that is set on a right foundation can crumble in an abusive way if you follow all these principles that we're mapping out. So be real to yourself. That is the number one. Be real, be real, be real to yourself. Be real to yourself. And of course, be truthful to yourself. Be truthful. Be truthful about your lifestyle, about your parental standards, about your family standards, about your religious belief, about your faith. Be truthful about your life of pilgrimage on earth. Be truthful about everything that has to do with your life to your spouse, because if they later find out that you lied to them, that would be a form of torment, and nobody want to live with torment. So be fruitful, be truthful, be truthful, and of course, move away from wrong people. Some of you are not married because your clique uh, uh, with toxic people. Okay, let me not say toxic people. Some of you, some of you that are looking for wife, you're looking for a husband. Some of you have not gotten it because your clique, they are wrong. The people that are around you, they are the wrong people. So you need to move away from wrong people and wrong people in such a way that you have a clique of people that only gossip. You have a clique of people that talk bad about others. You have a clique of people that look down on others, that doesn't respect people. You have to go away from that clique. You have to go away from that group of people before you can find the right person. Because if you're still with the bad clique and all that, The people that will come to you will be also bad, will be so gossips, will be so bitter people. So you need to take yourself out of bitterness, take yourself out of bitterness, walk away from every kind of people that gossip and talk trash. Because when they gossip to you and they're talking trash about people, you don't shun them. That is how they will be talking trash about you to your supposed spouses, to people that are supposed to propose to you. This set of people that you're still moving around with, they will still talk trash about you. And that's one of the reasons you're not getting married. That's one of the reasons you cannot get right spouse, because you have wrong people around you. So set yourself from people, set yourself aside, apart, set yourself away from these wrong people with wrong mentalities, with liars, with gossips. Set yourself away from them. Go away from them. No marriage will survive in lies. So if you're moving with liars, what do you want to build out from a liar? Stay away from people that will tarnish your image. And how do you know them? People that come tarnishing other people's image to you, they will likewise do that to you. Stay away from them so that you can get your spouse. And many marriages crumble also because of these gossips. This one said, this one did not say. You're a woman getting married to a man, it's for you and your family. Get close, get hooked, stay positive with your spouse, stay connected with your spouse, and don't bring third party to your relationship. Don't gossip everything. Don't tell everybody everything, every little thing in the family. Stay with your spouses. If there's an issue, settle it with your spouse, settle it with your partner. Don't go taking your information to the wrong people, because when you do that, they go about with it in the wrong way, and at the end of the day, it's you that will suffer it. So move away from wrong people. Move away from wrong people and be truthful to yourself. So that's how you can get to connect to the right person. And of course, try to be the right person. Try to be the right person with a good character. Try to be the right person that respects others. Try to be the right person that is not that doesn't find joy in arguments every day. You arguing. Come on now. You have to say no to unnecessary argument, because when you argue too much, you will be tagged as a nagging wife or a nagging relationship, a nagging personality. So many men, they go to work. You see some of them, they go to work, they want to stay in the place of work. They walk themselves out because they don't even want to go home. They say, oh, if I go, oh, their wife is at home, she's going to nag and nag. They are tired. But because they don't want to end the relationship, they just keep enduring. So they keep going out of the house. And that's not how marriages is supposed to be. Marriage is supposed to be like, oh, I'm coming home. My wife is home. I can't wait to meet my wife at home. I'm coming home. My girlfriend or my newly married wife is home. I can't wait to meet her. Oh, I'm going home. My husband is there. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, my husband is coming, I can't wait. So that's how real marriage should be. Not that, oh, he's coming, oh, there is no peace. So marriage is built on peace. And how do we build peace? You build peace as a spouse. You're trying to hook up with a man. You try not to entertain every argument. You try not to see yourself in every argument. Not everything you argue. No, don't see yourself in every argument. Sometimes allow your spouses to win. You don't need to win every argument for you to say you are in charge. The scripture says you should respect your spouse. That is, wife should respect their husband. And respect starts from you trying not to win all arguments. I mean, there's nothing wrong in arguing, but arguing, and making it so obvious for your spouses to know you're nagging, then it's toxic. That brings toxic, and that makes so many people to get angry. They want to smash the table. They want to fling their arms, and abusive relationship starts with flinging of arms. When a man is already flinging his arm or his feet, you know that when your face is very close to that hand, it's going to land on your face one day. It's going to land, the feet is already holding his feet tight, and your face or your nose is close to his face, it's going to land on your nose. So how do we try to cop that? We try to cop that, and it has to do with 50-50 thing. It has to do with 50-50 thing. So it has to do with you trying to stay off argument, allow them to win. And when they feel they have won, later in your quiet time, try to express yourself, try to bring out your point, especially when you know the point that you're trying to nail is really important for your family. Then you can try to nail that point, but don't try to nail the point when the argument is hot. And that's why you see people fighting and hitting themselves. You don't need to do that. You don't need to hit your woman. You don't need to hit your man. I see women also hitting their men. It's not because they want to do that. It's because they're in an argument, and the husband is not even just letting them talk. The husband want to win at all time. Come on now. The Lord has given you the honor already as the head of the family. You must also not win at all time, husband. You must not also win at all time. You must also allow your wife to win sometimes. And that makes love more interesting. That makes family building more necessary. And that makes relationship more palatable. So as a man, you don't need to win at all times. When she's arguing, allow her win. And as a woman also, you don't need to win at all times. When it's arguing, allow him to win. And you see, a relationship that is born to last forever springs or starts from a spouse, a man or woman, trying to allow their spouses win. I'm trying to allow my husband win. My husband is trying to allow me win. And what are they? What do we get? We have cordial relationship. We have cordial relationship, and that's what we actually need to build our family, to build our children in the way of the Lord. That is what we need. Beloved, God is real. And when He brought us here to be an example, He really knows that He wants us to be on a test. So the earth is like a test. Go into the earth, test those principles that I've put inside of you, radicalize it, and let's see what is coming out. Let's see how you can pass it to the children. God is watching. Yes, God is just there watching. That's my daughter. That's my son. I've given him these principles. I've given him these intellectuals. Let me see how she's going to use that. You use that in your marriage. Be the noble woman of character. You need that in your marriage. Be the noble man of of a good character. And as you're doing that, you will see your virtues. Your virtues will spring out. You will be visible to be seen by your family members. People just look at that family, look at that woman, she's always peaceful with her husband. Look at that man, he's always peaceful with a wife. It begins from the relationship. If you started arguing in a relationship, I watched a boyfriend and a girlfriend came one day in a restaurant. They were quarreling, and this one before I know, the lady just walked out of the man, and the man was just holding his head, alone on the table. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. What do you guys want to build there? Love is not for together forever, especially at the beginning. If you can't meet up, separate and find your way and find somebody that can tolerate you. But as a woman, be loving and reduce your temperament. We all have temperament, no doubt, but let us not showcase our temperament in the public places. It's like washing our dirty linens in public. And these are the rudiments of trying to build a relationship. Trying to build a relationship, trying to work on your purpose. Do not lie you have this when you don't have. Stay where you are. Stay where you are until God lifts you up to where He wants you to be. Okay? Do not be in a rush. Do not say, oh, I need to get married because other people are getting married. No. Not say, I need to get married because other people are getting married. I need to get married because all my friends are married. No. You don't need to rush to do all that. You don't need to rush to do all that. Just wait for your time. Wait that you make sure that you have the right person. You have the right person. You have the right person with the right mental ability. You have the right person with the right personality. You have the right person with the right mindset. And within that, you will be able to build a lasting marriage, to build a lasting relationship that will be godly and that will be envy, that people will envy. Submit also all your plans in the hands of the Lord. Like a builder, I repeat, building a house, submit your plan to the hands of the Lord. Like I told you, before you start, before you say I do, make sure you finish building the house. And the scripture says in the book of Proverbs 14 that a good woman builds her house. Now, and I'm telling you that this relationship that you want to start with is like you building a house. But before you say, yes, I do, yes, I will stay with you, make sure you finish building that house. So when you go into the marriage, it's just like you coming to live in the house that you have built. So many marriages have failed, so many relationships have failed because the people that started the relationship, they never saw the finished version of the house. You need to see it. If you don't see it, you cannot achieve it. Before you get married, you need to see, oh, when you have children, how your children are going to be like. When you're married, how you're going to treat your husband. That is the house. Work with the mentality of a builder that before he starts the foundation, he has already seen the finished part of the house. I know our tomorrow cannot be seen, but the scriptures has already assured us that our tomorrow will be all right. So if the scriptures have assured us that our tomorrow will be all right, then we should walk with God in our tomorrow. We should walk peacefully with God. We should present everything that concerns us to the hands of God. We should pray together. Marry somebody that wants to pray with you. Marry somebody that you can hold hands together and say, oh, sweetheart, let us pray to God about it. Marry somebody that you can pray together, not somebody that you cannot pray together. And when you get married, you now want him to be born again. Hello? It doesn't work that way. It has to start from the beginning of you dating yourselves. Yeah, it has to start from the beginning of you dating yourself. You're dating yourself, you've not had hands to pray together, and you wait until you get married and you're calling him to pray. He won't listen to you. She won't listen to you because she's not used to you holding hands. So these are the principles and standards, your family standards, your moral standards that you've learned for your family that you want to continue with your children. This has to be communicated to your spouse before you say, yes, I do. And at the end, you will be finding Mr. Right. And at the end, also, you'll be finding Mrs. Right. But how will you find them? You'll find them by building the principles that you're well taught with and exposing those principles to them and trying to make them like it. And that's when smartness comes in, trying to make them like it. Because it's not like you're forcing your principles on them. You cannot change them, man. But you can make them like your principles. And when they like it and they respect you, and you feel, oh, she respects me. She respects my ideas. She respects my views. And what are these views? These views and ideas are just your principles. They're your workabilities. Your workabilities, the points that you use to excel. She respects them. Brilliant. He respects them. Brilliant. So you both can be together and build Mr. Right and Mrs. Right. Am I talking to someone? That's the rudiment of trying to connect to the right purpose. I don't know what is wrong with my life today. So many people are not live, but I know you watch later. So if you're watching later, please drop your comment. Drop your comment, drop your question. I will treat them as you drop them. Okay, do not be shy. If you don't want to drop it openly, you can inbox me that your comment. I will still treat it privately, anyhow you want it. I just want to appreciate all of you that have joined my hangout today. It's getting Mr. Right, and I hope with these few rudiments that I've exposed you to today to be able to help you get Mr. Right once and for all. Be the right person, be the Mr. Right, and be the Mrs. Right, so that Mr. Right can find you. Okay, because light and darkness has nothing to do in common. So good and bad has nothing to be in common. Right and unright has nothing to be in common. So for a right person to come to a right person, they must be together in the same mentality. So I'm Anastasia Fish. Now I'll see you again next week, same station, same time on Hang Out with me. Until then, I just want to know that I love you and I want you to get the best pearls that people will be envying. Thank you, all of you that I'm joined. Thank you for sharing. Somebody said she really enjoy. I'm really enjoying it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Tracy Garvin. Thank you. Good morning. Yeah, I'm gonna sign out now, and I will see you next Saturday. I will see you next Saturday on Hang Out with me. Until then, I just want you to know that God loves you and He wants to give you the best husband, and He wants also to give you the best wife. But you have to be mature and ready to accept them the way they are, because Mr. Right might not really be perfect, and Mrs. Right might not really be perfect. I'll see you again next week. Have a great week ahead. Blessings. Bye bye. Thank you for all of you that have shared, and please share if you haven't. Blessings.